This is the Hip Hop Barbershop presents, baby. I'm your host, Dr. Barber, with my co-host, Louis Hicks.
What's good? Can you hear?
And we got Miss Brooklyn in the building. All right. So we can ready to spark it off today with some topics, and y'all know how we drop it, all right? Go ahead and hit them in their eye, Big Louis.
Woo. First of all, I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day. Let's get it. Let's get into these topics, all right?
And
go ahead.
Before we get started, happy anniversary to the show.
Oh,
yes.
Shout out to y'all.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to the show.
4
baby.
years.
4 years, baby. We've been doing it. We want to thank y'all for supporting us and all that, for real.
Well, as you reflect on these 4 years, what have you noticed about the show? And that show has grown, so tell me your reflection on the show. 4 years, man.
I've been having fun doing it, you know, and learning how to do other things that will complement it. So it's just been fun, having fun, kicking it with y'all, and you know, just coming up with these topics that we be dropping on them. Yeah, I love it. I feel like we a voice to the people out there that don't know certain things. I mean, that's what the social media show is about. So, and also we will be we looking for, if you looking for to sponsor the show, go ahead and hit us up at, you know, the hip hop barbershop at yahoo.com, and you can email us there and give us all your information, and we will get right back to you. We definitely appreciate y'all though. Appreciate all the love.
Mean.
Yeah.
That's
So
what's
what
up.
we doing to them?
Whew. Okay, man. So let's talk about why are we so obsessed with validation? And that means universal. When I mean validation, that means all universal type of validation. That means it can mean anything. So let's let Miss Brooklyn, you want to start up with that first?
I mean, validation, everybody wants to be accepted. People want to feel like they belong. And,
Right.
You know, depending on what we validate, you know, that's where you got to draw the line. Because if it's something detrimental, I don't think I'm going to validate that.
Yeah, it depends on
You
the
know,
type
you
of
gotta,
validation
you know,
you're looking
I'm not
for.
celebrating Akbar coming home from jail after 4 years. There's nothing for me to celebrate. Right now, I need you to get out here and, you know, be a productive member of society. You feel me? So I'm saying that I'm not validating you doing. You did your 30 years. You come out. Now it's time for you to be a
What you
part
gonna do?
of society. We not partying because you got out of jail.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna celebrate Akbar, New Jack City Akbar. That's I'm just saying.
Kareem
Kareem.
Akbar.
Now I'm gonna celebrate him. Now I'm stop. Okay, validation for you?
Well, I feel like if you working hard at whatever it is you're trying to do, the validation will come. You don't have to look for it. If you're working hard, people gonna recognize, and you're gonna get recognition for the work you put in. That's how you get validated. When you start seeking it without the hard work, people look at you like you crazy. Like what you just trying too hard. You trying for no reason. What you looking for validation for, except for you just want some, it might pump up some dopamine in your head or something. You know, like people just be starving for attention. So that's what I believe, that's fake validation. You know, when you starving for attention and you ain't putting the work in for what it is you claiming you want to be validated for. So show and prove, basically.
Yeah.
And then the validation, it'll be nothing you have to look for. It's gonna come to you.
Mean.
Simple as that.
For me, man, it's crazy because it's like, you know, coming up as a kid, you always wanted the OGs to respect you, you know, because you were coming up, you was watching what they were doing because, you know, you was around valid people. Then when you talk about the chicks, you always wanted, you know, the chicks that had this and had that because they was valid.
Right.
Now, as you get older, you want your kids to see the difference between being valid and validation. I think there's a difference, even though it's the same word, kind of, sort of. But it's just weird how, as you get older, you start seeing that, man, validation, does it really, I mean, are we really that obsessed?
All that is cracked up?
Exactly. And when you look at it, it's really not.
It's not.
It's really not.
You shouldn't even really be That's why I say don't even look for it.
Exactly.
It'll come when it's supposed to come.
Let people
Just
talk
keep
for
doing
you.
what you enjoy doing, and the validation will, you're gonna get your credit for what you do. You ain't gonna get no credit for you just looking for credit and you ain't doing nothing. That's non-cipher. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot do that. You got to put the work in, and everything will come full circle with that. So anything else you want to drop on them, Big Louie?
Ooh, man.
We could roll it around.
Let's roll it around. Roll it around.
All right, I want to just talk about the Kevin Hart, Katt Williams event.
Wow.
Well, it's the Kevin Hart event, the roast of Kevin Hart, and Katt Williams was a surprise guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm glad they squashed it, but did they really? Did they really squash it? That is the question. All right, go. What you think?
I don't think they did. I think it's just promotion. But the weird thing was, why was he there? If you have beef with somebody, why would you be there?
Because I think that I think Dave Chappelle had something to do with that.
Okay, shout out Dave.
I think Dave Chappelle had something to do with that. Had kind of like set that up. And I don't know if he set it up because The Rock actually was throwing that event, right? Mm-hmm. That was The Rock's roast to Kevin Hart.
Right.
So, yes, I think that it was all good, and if everything is straight, I could see them in a movie together.
Right. Do you think the tears were fake, or you think the tears were real?
Tears.
Yeah. Kevin, when they was doing that, you could see Katt Williams' face. It was kind of teary-eyed.
I didn't see that.
Look at it again, unless he was blazed up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that. But
yeah, he looked like, because they've been at it for how many years?
It's been about 2-3 years.
Yeah, two short people going at each other. They've been at it, peanut butter and jelly.
It's been and I don't know who's telling the truth about their side, but as long as they done squash it, I could see them making a lot of money together.
Yeah.
I could see that they could be a dynamic duo. They both short. They both at the peak of their careers. I believe that they could do something. They could do a project together. And I think it'll be funny as hell. It'll rival the Bad Boys joint. I think it would. I think it would be funny as hell if them two did a movie together. Straight up.
That's what's up.
Straight up.
Miss Brooklyn, what do you think about it?
I'm just trying to figure out why was Katt running back and forth after the set was over. I don't know if anybody else saw that, but there was a little part.
All in the back.
Yeah. After
I seen that.
He was running back and forth. But what I want to know is, what did they whisper to each other's ears?
Yes. Yeah, they said something to each other.
I want to know what, because that mic was hot, and my lip reading skills are not that
What
good.
you think? Oh, I was about to say what you think.
I don't know.
I don't think it was nothing crazy, because he did roast them, and neither one of them backed down from what the original beef was. Mm-hmm. Now, when they was roasting each other, they still stuck to their guns. They did it through their roast. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you peep that?
Oh yeah.
Because when Katt came up there, he said all the same points that started the beef. You see what I'm saying? What had it? Well, not started it, but what sparked it, I guess, started it. Yeah. And then, in defense, Whatchcallit was still saying the same thing that he's been saying in his roast of Katt. Because he started shooting a shotgun at everybody. You see what I'm saying? After it was his turn. So, I don't even care who, at this point, who's right or wrong. Long as they done squashed it and they can get past it and leave it behind them and just keep pumping, I think they can make a lot of money together.
That was positive to see two black men, hugging it out, and you know what I'm saying, and being the bigger men, and come to an agreement. Now that was dope.
I think that was
like
cool.
that.
You know what I'm saying? I like that right there. I hope they, but like I said, I believe that they can make a blockbuster movie. I believe they can. If they come together and they use their comedic talent, they will come up with something special. Two short dudes at the peak.
Oh yeah.
They both funny as hell.
Huh?
Hey man, I would have to try that. They have to consider that. Straight up. And Kevin is a powerhouse right now.
Oh yeah.
So they can get a budget for that, definitely.
Most definitely. I agree.
You know? So Miss Brooklyn,
How can I help you?
what you got for us, man?
Oh.
You been over there sitting back. We know how you get. Go
Well,
ahead.
Okay, so apparently our white counterparts, women, having issues with the K word.
Oh Lord.
Apparently, the K word is looked at as a racial slur.
Really?
Now, if anybody want to know what the K word is, it's Karen. She doesn't want to be called Karen. She is equating it to being called the N word, which I don't see the correlation.
Hey man, why they always try to take our talking points and try to flip them against us? They always do that. They talking about reverse racism, and then you want to talk about, because that's a form. Now they trying to say that that's a form of reverse racism, right?
That is exactly what they are trying to say.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? They that's their only defense, which is really no defense, because in order to emit any kind of racist anything, we got to be able to control the system. We got to have control of something in the system to be racist to you about. So we can't be racist. Now, do we have views? No, our views wasn't like that at first. When we let you into the country, we was trading with you. We was cool with you. And then y'all stabbed us in the back. And then now you pointing the finger. And it's been like that. Every time we try to run, you could tell what we was trying to come together with y'all with Martin Luther King. And various others. But then, what happens? Y'all get rid of all of them. So as far as being peaceful, we been being peaceful. We don't have a history of violence towards, the other side. Y'all have a history of that. And so leave that there. As far as that part.
But you know what? It can't be the same, because there's a black woman named Karen too. You know what I'm saying? My aunt name is Karen.
But,
you know
what they saying the Karen though,
yeah.
But they know what you mean by the Karen as far as not actually a name.
Yeah, I know.
It's an adjective.
What they actually said, Karen is a sexist and racist term equivalent to the N-word.
No,
that's what they trying to make it.
No, it's not.
No, it means you a person that sits up there and keep bothering people and sticking your business into stuff that don't even concern you. Like and then you want to call the police is whenever you see another race peacefully doing something, you just coming over there and start messing with them.
We gonna change it to Monica, Jessica. I mean,
so
I mean,
no, let's just, you just you like a fly. So a fly named Karen, a fly just come and mess with you whenever you know. So that's what they doing.
That's crazy.
You see, and then they throw the rocks first, and then they hide their hands. So you want to first come up, start with somebody, start with them. This person not doing nothing. Karens come up and start with people that ain't even messing with them. That's the definition of a Karen to me. Mind your damn business. That's why y'all be ending up on y'all's back. Sitting up there looking crazy. Come on, man. we got Mr. Anderson in the building. He just walked in late. Watch yourself over there. You know what I'm saying? Come over here, watch the wire right there.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson, the mic is right there behind that bag. Yeah, you just kick that on and you can jump into the convo whenever you feel like it.
What's up, Mr. Anderson? It's good. It's good.
So let me fix some. I gotta adjust some stuff now. You know what I'm saying, that you hear. Hold on, party people. Yeah. So what we was talking about was Karens and what they do, and they sitting up there, you know, want to talk about getting in people's business. They need to just mind their business, and they wouldn't get beat up, ended up on their back, knocked out, and all that stuff. You know, they got, just leave black people alone. You know, leave black people alone, and you won't end up, in certain situations. All right. So, get back at them, man.
All right. So, wow. Whew. This is great. Let's talk about rezoning and gentrification to eliminate the black vote, and segregation as well for gentrification. So let's talk about that.
Gentrification and segregation?
And black, to eliminate, they're rezoning everything. So they're trying to do this so they can eliminate the votes. So I want to know what I want your opinion on that.
Man, look, my opinion, it ain't nothing but more of the same. See, now they know that they get ready to get this blue wave, and they trying to move the goalposts. Simple as that. Instead of letting the voters, choose, who they want to choose, they want to choose the voters. So that's the way I see it. How you see it, Mr. Anderson? I know you could speak on this.
Redlining and
Speak up.
redlining and that sort of thing is nothing new. You know what I'm saying? It's been happening since way back in the Jim Crow era and all that. So all they're trying to do basically is just redistrict the lines, which will change the population of the voters so that they can have it their way. So they're just trying to change the lines, the party lines basically.
Yeah.
The
voting
lines.
lines.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
in North Carolina, they've been playing around with the districts for a minute, and they're trying to do it in several other states. So I'm not surprised. Like I said, they've been doing it for years, decades. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Down south, trying to do it with insurance for houses and things to keep certain areas within a certain population or whatever the case may be. And then, like you just said, dude, this is just another example of people trying to do the same thing, trying to control their district to enable them to get their agenda across. So, I mean, there's really not a whole lot that can be done except for to complain and be a part of the political process, because what are you going to do if they change the districting map?
Right.
So you don't really have a lot of options, but the option is to get loud about it and make a scene, and then that'll cause awareness, and that'll make people say, you know what, this ain't right.
So Miss Brooklyn, what you see?
I mean, the fact that we're looking at losing 19 seats in 10 states, pretty much all black states, honestly.
19 seats.
Yeah, something like that.
Spread throughout 10 different southern states.
Yep.
All right. Alabama,
And you
Tennessee.
see what Alabama doing. You see what they doing. Alabama talking about knocking off the 14th Amendment.
Well, in order to change the Constitution or the amendments, that's going to take way more juice than they have. So
Right.
We're not really worried about that. Can't nobody just up and change the Constitution or the Bill of Rights.
No doubt.
we're
But
not
right
worried
now,
about that. But the fact is that there is even a sentiment out there to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And we so far they done changed a lot of things, and that we thought they weren't going to be able to change. All I'm just saying is, right now it seems like their eyes is on us. Like it seemed like now they starting to focus on us because they want to take away our citizenship, and to even think about that, and we indigenous over here.
But they've been trying to do that. It's just that they just feel more empowered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Situation now. This is nothing new. We've been going through this for 4 centuries. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to marginalize minorities and the alphabet community or whatever. I'm not really all that concerned about that. But the point of the matter is, them messing with people of color is nothing new. This guy got in and he enabled them to feel like it was okay again. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Make America
right.
great again or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I'm not into all that, but the bottom line is his political platform made the people who were quiet before feel like they should talk and feel like they should go ahead and say, you know what, this is what we want to do. We want ICE to be larger. We want them to go out here and mess with people in the community. We want to stir things up. We want to shake stuff up. We want to attack Iran. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to do everything we can do
been doing
to keep
it.
your eyes off of the domestic agenda and keep you looking at what's going on overseas. That's where I'm at with that.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Wow. Okay. On a lighter note.
Oh my God.
Let's get on a lighter note. Let's talk about the Tekashi 6ix9ine and Big Bank interview. It's basically an interview where Tekashi is talking about Gucci Mane, himself in comparison with them and their situation. Gucci Mane with Pooh Shiesty, and him going to the police is just like him snitching. It's a snitch. Now you preach the street. What everybody's gripe is that these cats been preaching the street life and the street the way a street life is, and that they done fooled our youngins. This is the gripe, and now they want to start being like, now I'm a businessman, which I believe ain't nothing wrong with growth and change.
Right.
So, do you feel like that they're right in being mad at? It's like the dude Big Bank is being mad at Tekashi 6ix9ine for going after them for doing the same thing he did. I don't understand that. It's like he trying to justify Thugger and them snitching and then say they didn't do the same thing that dude did. But then in the end, that's that part of it. All right? That's that part of it. That's the ignorant part of it to me. As far as, they thinking that dude's supposed to be street niggas forever.
Right.
Like you never supposed to graduate the street. So I think that's what some people is coming from. Then you got the angle where you got Tekashi saying that, okay, they still snitching though. You see what I'm saying? They should still get the same treatment he get. Like, why you so adamant in defending a snitch when you was talking ish about me? You see what I'm saying? Basically. So everybody was out for them. So either they snitches, they did what they did. You see what I'm saying? And then and Tekashi, his excuse was, well, hell, they ran a train on my lady, my friends. You know what I'm saying? They kidnapped me. Is you supposed to stay loyal to that?
No.
So I wouldn't stay loyal to that. Now, would I go out as far as snitching? Does that on them? And it's all them against me, and they did all that. What would you do?
I mean, I can only speak for myself, you know what I'm saying? But I'll say this. Hip hop didn't start from a gangster subculture.
Right.
It started from kids in New York trying to have fun, and well, not kids, but young adults trying to have fun and do their thing and represent. It didn't start with all the gangster. That stuff didn't come into about until later. When it started, it was all about having fun, dancing, maybe pressing up on a girl or whatever. You didn't hear no talk about drugs. You didn't hear a whole bunch of talk about money. You didn't hear a whole bunch of talk about sex. It was all about partying. Somewhere down the line, it started switching up and turning into different things.
Well,
So
some people, I didn't mean to cut you off, but some people say that it kind of started with NWA and gangster, they
can't take
the
credit
gangster
for that,
rap.
but They did help popularize that. You know what I'm saying? But they can't take total credit for that.
Yeah, because I mean, there was other rappers that was doing that, just didn't get in the
I
line.
say the crack era.
In
The crack
Philadelphia,
era
that
started.
were doing that too, but
I think the
back to
crack
my
era.
point,
Yeah.
What I was trying to say was that, people are looking at it from the perspective of a young hustler. Whereas we're all mature people in this room, right? We're not 20, we're not even 30 no more. We did our dumb stuff. I know me and DuQuan definitely did, and I know you did. You know what I'm saying? Just in different places. But the point is, as you develop and you grow into a young, older man or a mature person, you're supposed to realize that snitching and things like that are things for the street subculture, but it doesn't really grow with you as a man. Right?
So it should be okay. Is it okay? I guess what my question
Yes.
is it okay to graduate the streets?
Yes.
My thing
Yes.
is like this.
Yes.
All right. We over 40 years old, right? I can't do a day in jail. right? I'm not trying to. You know what I'm saying? So before I go to jail because something you did, because I'm not doing nothing stupid, right?
Right.
So before I go to jail for something you did, you're either gonna take credit for it and you're gonna walk that walk, so you can be chilling in the 4th Street condo.
Right.
Or I'm gonna tell it because I'm not going down for nobody else. My first time getting arrested and last time was for someone else's rules. So,
I remember.
yeah, right. So if it's gotta be like that, then yes, I'm snitching. So you talking about Gucci Man? First of all, Gucci Man ain't turned no more. And Gucci Man has turned his life around. He got a wife, he got a family, this, that, and the third.
Right, he's married and all that.
Street code don't pay no bills.
And
That's
I
right.
don't, when's the last time he was even in any street, anything?
Right. But my point is, how does he's a businessman? He got a label. He got artists that he has to deal with. Where are the bills being paid? Are they being paid from trying to be hard? Trying not to, trying to have a certain perception of you. I mean, in his business,
Nah, this dude doing, the dude is doing business moves. The dude is married.
So I gotta understand that.
Yeah.
But at the same token, you also a businessman. So what you supposed to not snitch and throw $1 million enterprise down the drain over some street beef?
And that's what that's what they were saying. That's why I'm saying you gotta graduate the streets, man.
The
Simple
mindset.
as that.
The mindset.
It gets old. How you out here? You 40 years old. You got money to be roasting.
That you gonna be
cows and
like
doing this
70
and doing
with a
that.
cane
Yeah, you
talking
gonna be
about,
70 slinging
yo, what's
balls
up,
out
chun?
the back door of somebody's porch and doing stupid stuff. No, it has to stop at some point. So is it okay to snitch? It is for a grown ass man. Just not trying.
Is
to
it
go to
really?
prison.
But now, just call it what it is. I think what Tekashi was saying was just call them snitches too.
Okay, and you can say that, but it's like
Yeah.
this. If you take penitentiary chances, everybody in this room know what happens if we.
And that's what he was saying, too.
That's the bottom line. You
That's
take
what he
penitentiary
said.
right.
That's what
you
he
gotta deal
said.
with what's gonna happen? I am no longer at the point in my life where I'm willing to trade my time in behind bars or my free time for any of that. So that means I don't do anything that's gonna get me in that position.
Right? Don't do it.
The way
Don't
I
do
feel
it. Don't do the
and
crime
and
if
I
you
don't
can't
be
do
around
the
people
time.
That's gonna put me in a position
But-
where I might mess around and have to do football numbers because of something that they do.
And you know what? It also comes from.
32.
It also comes from why do we entertain this? Why do we entertain this?
Because it sounds good.
Right. So that's my point. That's what I'm saying. So why do we still entertain stuff like that if we're trying to be better
it sounds
in
good.
life? Because I know it can sound good, but that's what I'm saying.
That's the only reason.
So that's why you're gonna always hear the same mess, especially
But you
Tekashi
really-
6ix9ine.
You
Chill
really
out, man.
you really only hear that. You really only hear that from the orangutangs in society.
Right. But we entertain the horachatangness. You see what I'm saying?
Here's the thing,
I don't think people is doing that so much now.
I don't think so either.
Right.
It used to be like that, but it wasn't like this.
Right.
They different than us.
Very different.
Yeah,
You
very
know,
different.
we wasn't, even when we was wilding out, we had some kind of
like
order in the court most
Yeah.
of the time.
And we have respect.
Now
for
these
our
cats
elders.
is just, we was listening to elders.
Right. We
We
might have
was
done our
listening,
dirt, but
we
we
might
wasn't
have
doing
been a
it in their
little
face.
hard-headed and tried to beat the odds.
Right.
But for the most part, we have respect for the elders. The drug dealers, even though I'm not condoning the drug dealing,
have respect for
I'm
them.
just saying they have respect, and they even would try to give back, and would protect. You see what I'm saying? Some of them. Now, I ain't condoning none of that because it wasn't always like that. Something. Now it's like you got more of our youngins turning into the enemy.
And they losing their lives too.
See, it's
All
the-
them, they using their lives
Yeah,
quick.
it's the enemy within. They doing the KKK's work. And I'm seeing a lot of youngins sitting up there talking about that too. Like, okay, well, when you see so-and-so put a head out on King Von, well, when they killed King Von, you put a hit out on that person. When somebody else got, shot that was black, you put a head out on another black person. But then when you see Zimmerman do what he did, why y'all ain't put no hit out on them?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
I respect dude for that.
Yeah, I seen. Yeah, it was cool.
Because they ain't even going out, you know what I'm saying, like that. They ain't even going out and going after the ones that's the real enemies. And I ain't even saying nobody specific. I'm just saying somebody other than in your community. Somebody that's really taking you out. How about that? Do something to them. Nah, y'all ain't gonna do nothing to them because, see, they had y'all in Washington going to bed early with a curfew when they stomped on your block. Walked straight through there, told you to go to bed early. Y'all was in there playing video games, watching movies, being good old cats. But when the elders ask you to do the same thing, you don't do that. You bark back. Make them feel like they can't be safe and walk the streets in their own community, man. Shooting up grandma's house and ish. So, yeah, that's what we gotta correct ourselves in the community anyway when it comes to that. So that gangster, if you ain't ready to graduate the streets, at some point you gotta graduate the streets. Or you gonna perish in them. Or you going to jail. And that brings me to young cat Sean Cartwright. What is it, Gathright? Sean Gathright. The Julio Fulio murder case. Mm-hmm. Yeah, them four kids basically that murdered that dude, and now they get ready to get either the death penalty or life without parole, and they super young. And dude, Sean Gathright is like one of the greenest ones, I guess. He supposed to be the greenest because he was kind of like what Eminem was talking about. You got your parents and you had a good life. Didn't even have to be in that life. Wannabe gangster that was a follower, and now you facing something that's whew, got them butterflies in your stomach. Like it's a wrap. Your life is over. Trying to run with some people that you ain't like, man. You should have did like, you know, your boy on Boys in the Hood. Like, let me out, dog. Supposed to been like Cuba. Nah, I ain't finna do this. It ain't in you. Now you in there crying, face looking wet. And they kicking them numbers on you, but you could be deleted up out of here. So let that be a lesson to all you cats that want to be in the street and want to be that hard and want to squeeze. It's easy to squeeze the trigger, but can you take what come with that? Yeah, let's go ahead and hit them back. What you think about that? These youth and the way they doing, it's like, why would you even do that? You know?
Well, first of all, I don't know too much about the story, but just by what you were saying, it seems like this has been happening a lot in the last few years with, you know, guys jumping kids and, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff, and then all of a sudden they decide they figure out what they did was wrong, and now they have to fight this case because it happened in New York, it's been happening in Chicago, Ohio, all these different states.
Right.
My thing is these kids are super young, like you said. So where is the parents?
Like I said, he had good parents.
Yeah.
From what I understand, the story is they are pleading for him to get life. They don't want him to get the death penalty. Now that's what they fighting for because he's guilty. So they trying to save the man's life because they trying to say he didn't really have a history of being like that. He just done got caught up, made the wrong decision, but that wrong decision made somebody else lose their baby.
So is he in juvie right now?
No, dude, he not no little young like that.
No, okay.
But he's like a young man, dog.
Put it to you this way. He was the one that they captured on camera
He was trying to escape
out the interrogation.
Yeah.
That just goes to show where his brain is.
Right. So
he
like I
trying
said,
to get away. He
where's
ain't got
the
him
parents? For him to have
One
this
of the
life.
parents.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Now, after some point, you can only blame the parents for so long.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if this
he
boy
got
is
his
over
own
18,
mind.
You can't keep blaming the parents.
Oh, he's over 18?
They
Okay,
go
then
all
I
over
can't.
18.
Okay. Oh, I can't.
Everybody makes their own choices.
Okay.
You
Right.
can't keep holding the parents
I
accountable.
thought when you
for
said
what
young, I
these
thought
kids
I
do.
didn't. Okay, so he's an
Nah,
adult.
these is young men.
Us, because
Young
Okay.
we
men.
old as dirt, you know.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
young
yeah.
men.
That's what I'm saying. You know. Yeah.
Nah, but they like between what,
That's
18 to
young, though.
20 something?
Oh.
Yeah, but we still old as
Yeah.
dirt. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
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 You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We are old as dirt. Yeah, we are.
Nah, fuck that. I ain't old as dirt.
Well, we consider
I'm older.
We considerably older than someone that's 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
why I'm saying young men. There was young men that made the wrong. You could tell they wasn't too much fresh out of high school.
Old enough to know better.
Yeah, they old
Right.
enough to know better. You know, and he was being a follower. I feel like that a lot of these kids get caught up, and then
followers.
then once they see what happens, you be seeing them fainting.
Mm-hmm.
They be like, "Oh my God," and you know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, when you make them choices, you gotta. When you put them shoes on, you gotta wear them.
Yep.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
A year, none of that. Leave me alone. I don't want no parts of it. So take your little hustles and your schemes and all that and go.
Yeah, get up out of here. Yeah. What else you got for us, Big Louie?
Woo. Okay. So I talked earlier about Dr. King. We was talking about, you know what I'm saying, how he knew later on, he knew later on that he should have did this. But my thing is, you had Dr. King and you had all the people that was with Dr. King at the time as well. I wonder, did any of them say to him, look, forget about doing this. Let's unite and build our own stuff. Let's get our own things. Somebody had to be in his ear. Somebody had to be in his ear about
people
that.
It was a lot of the people like Jesse Jackson.
Right.
It was people he was confiding in. But I think, like we said, in the end, towards the end, he started to see, he was like, well, they quoted him to saying he may have led his people, to the fire. Because basically, that inclusion is kind of what destroyed our drive as a people, to me. If you look back in history, when no sooner being included in segregation and all that, no sooner that happened, before we had that, that's when Black Wall Street and all that stuff was flourishing in the other cities that they was destroying, because we was having our own economy, right? And so I feel like Dr. King, he seen that towards the, he started to see, like, hold on, we trying to be with them, but they don't really want to be with us. And then we also hustling backwards by kind of like wanting to be included in everything that they got. We lost ourselves once we start trying to be one with them. And they really, as a whole, didn't want that with us. You feel me? So next thing you know, it's like we was damned if we did and damned if we didn't. And what I mean by that is when we was separated, that's when the towns was flourishing. Our own towns, everything was separated, and them was the ones getting bombed, like Philly and all that. You see what I'm saying? They was getting bombed. They was tearing our stuff up whenever we showed progress. And then they didn't want us to be with them, to get none of them, white people pies, whites only pies. You see what I'm saying? So
I mean, I hear you. I don't necessarily agree 100%.
I mean,
but I do hear what you're saying.
Hey, I think that he seen that inclusion wasn't the best thing for us.
Well, hindsight is always 20/20. You know what I'm saying? And he went through what he went through, and we can look back at it now and say what it is and what it ain't, because we here. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, he was doing the best that he thought he could do in consult with other people, like you said, the Push Coalition and SNCC and all these other different organizations and leaders. They were all trying to make a unanimous push to do certain things and achieve certain things. So
that's why I say he ended up seeing it later on.
I get that.
Yeah.
But at the time, they were doing what they thought was best.
True.
And I'm not going to question that. You know what I'm saying? That would be out of my lane. You know what I'm saying? To question civil rights leaders on that type of level. Like I said, I do things now, and then 5 years later, I look back at it like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he self-admitted it, so I'm not.
I get that.
It ain't that you downing him for it.
Yeah.
But I'm pointing it out. It is part of history.
I mean, like I said, I'm talking about my opinion. I would not take anything from that because, like I said, hindsight is 20/20. You know what I'm saying? So they were doing the best that they thought that they could do at the time. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you know what I'm saying, segregation had its pluses and it had its minuses too. Like you said, look at Rosewood, look at all these different towns. Shoot, right here in North Carolina, there was a black, predominantly black town right over there at the lake. They got buried by the lake. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what she was just.
People don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever we tried to have these communities that were flourishing and things like that, they always got singled out. You know what I'm saying? And something happened. You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, just my personal opinion is that I'm more of an advocate of, do your thing and all of that. But we do need to be better, I don't want to say assimilated because that doesn't sound good, but better integrating into the political structure of America, the geopolitical things that we have going on here, and our as far as like how we live, like the segregation and stuff that's going on, these pockets of elitists in certain places, and even though they want to tear down the projects and all that, and give people vouchers to move them out to go here and go there, that's not necessarily working either. But I don't believe that just saying, okay, well, all the black people, y'all gonna be in this little area over here with these states, and y'all just do your thing. You know what I'm saying? That's not.
Well, let me ask you this.
Everybody
Let me ask you this. You got Greek Town, you got Chinatown, you got
Little Italy.
you got all these people with their own communities. They've done it, but they ain't getting tore up. You see what I'm saying? We was just doing us. Basically, if we had the soul, let's just point us out and just say soul food versus Chinese food versus Greek restaurants. You see what I'm saying? In the communities, those communities is not getting done the same way the black community is. See, black communities really, as a whole, at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to getting them loans to uplift their communities, when it comes to getting loans for housing and to fix various things, grants and whatnot. And they, just like that zoning, they use that for that too, not just for voting. You see what I'm saying? So the system is what's rigged against us. It's the system, and then we trying to be included. I think we doing that now. But now they letting them move the goalposts. They done fired all kind of black generals. Some of them just left. You see what I'm saying? They doing the military dirty as far as blacks. They trying to demote them, not letting them be, at their rank. They dogging them. This country don't love us, man. So we done tried the inclusion thing is all I'm saying. I think Mr. King seen that. Dr. King seen it. When towards the end, he did start off noble. Didn't I say that earlier? I said that I think he started off trying to do something noble and trying to do something positive. And then when he seen all his efforts, I think in the midst of that, in the midst of seeing him, he started thinking like Malcolm was thinking to an extent.
That's why Malcolm was needed.
Yeah, he
Malcolm
started
was
being
needed.
like, by all means necessary, these cats ain't gonna give us what they doing it in our face now to even, to me, in my opinion, to even think like they gonna give us any kind of fair is a facade at this point. They had many chances, and then they doing stuff in our face like the funding. Whenever it comes to getting back what they owe us, just that. We can't keep saying that we looking for a handout because you owe what you owe, because you're giving it to everybody else. You have the money. Y'all talking about giving Israel more funding, but you cutting everything they got to do with the people.
Yep.
So, as far as being included at this point, we tried that. Tried it. I think we need to try something different and go ahead and do. That's when we was building, when we wasn't trying to get with them like that. Let them come to us. We need to quit trying to come with them. If we build our own economy and build our own towns and start protecting them, we can't protect against no airplanes and shit dropping bombs, but we can protect against motherfuckers on foot.
Yeah, there's one town in Illinois like that.
But we gotta stop thinking that they want to be down with us. They don't. Some of them, as I'm talking about as a whole, they don't want to be down with us, and they done showed us that over and over. Don't nobody want to be down with us. Not even people that's the same color of us. They either trying to take our place when it come to them getting some kind of elevation in their community. Now they want to be. You got cats, black people in Africa talking about they want to get reparations for slavery. We the ones over here was enslaved, but y'all trying to be us. Now you black now. You see what I'm saying? Now you got people claiming, you got Haitians, you got all kind of people. Now they want to claim black, or they was from America, or they answered. They can't prove that though. You see what I'm saying? We the ones, the indigenous ones, but for some reason, the world is against us. The world, it ain't just the United States, it's the world. Nobody likes us, man. because they know who he is. I believe they know our power, but everybody love our style, and that's why I'm like, man, yo, they can't live with us and they can't live without us. They hate to live with us, but they don't want to live without us. We don't need to be included in. We can do for self. We don't need to be included with their stuff. Only thing, the stuff we need, electricity, stuff like that. But if we can start, they ain't gonna let you do your own electric company. Let's keep it 100. We know where we at. We in America. Straight up, and I ain't gonna sugarcoat it no more. So, you know, that's how it is. Anything else y'all wanna drop bombs on and drop them topics on?
Boy, we getting deep and deep.
That's right.
I got something for
Okay.
y'all.
Go ahead, hit us,
This
Miss
is the
Brooklyn.
Hip-Hop Barbershop. Got some good news. Eric B. and Rakim's Paid in Full is entering the Grammy Hall of Fame.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, give them their pride. They should have been in there anyway.
And yes.
It should have been in there, but things take time.
It's long overdue, but at the same token,
Yeah.
everybody that I know has already been off of the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never expected a lot out of them. They've been trying to do better lately, them and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know, is anybody gonna cry? You know what I'm saying? No.
Nah,
But
ain't
it's a
nobody
nice
crying.
acknowledgement, you know what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying? They definitely deserve it. You know, just like Salt and Pepper deserve theirs, and
Oh yeah.
Dr. Dre and Ice Cube, all these people deserve what they get, even if you don't really fool with their music like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's, you know, yeah, Eric B. and Rod, they should have that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that the quote unquote Grammys would even, you know, think that, okay, well, now we'll acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, but,
Well, I mean-
they flowers while they're here, you know what I'm saying? But we don't really need, like you was just trying to say, we don't really need that acceptance. It's nice to get.
That's what I mean.
We don't really need
Let's
it
make
because
get our own
Eric B.
joints
and
together.
Rakim been the standard for so many people. Like, we didn't need them to publicly acknowledge what we already knew.
That's
we
right.
already knew Pup Paid in Full was one of the best hip-hop
Albums
ever.
ever.
Everybody
Yes.
knew.
Ever.
But that goes back to validation. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's a form of validation. See?
It is,
That's a
but-
form of
but
validation, but they didn't
that
look
makes
for
it any less more important.
But what I'm saying is that goes back to my point. They wasn't looking for that validation from them. They just was doing what they love to do. That's how you get your validation, whether it's now or later on.
But they became millionaires off that album, so I'm sure they were plenty validated.
Yeah, you see what I'm
After they got
saying?
broken off.
There's different types of
That was definitely
validation.
the album that put
Your
them
work,
in pocket.
the proof will be in the pudding.
So, yeah, they good.
You know, whatever you aspire to do, the proof will be in the pudding. Your hard work will show.
Definitely glad to see that because, you know, as we all know, Rakim ain't no spring chicken no more. Neither is Eric B.
That's true.
You know, I've noticed, you know what I'm saying, as I'm getting older and feeling my own mortality, I'm looking at a bunch of my childhood, you know, artists and stuff not making it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
60 is not promised for nobody.
That's
70
true.
is not
60.
promised for nobody.
Yes.
Yo,
50 ain't
yeah,
promised
people
for
take
60.
care of yourself
So,
out
you know
there.
what I'm saying? The fact that they giving them their flowers while they're even here is good because look at this. You
Yeah,
know, look at certain other artists. We don't have to go into all that, but I'm just saying that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it was Biz, Eric B. and Rakim, though, but he's still very beloved and, you know what I'm saying, a critical piece of hip hop history. You know, the whole Juice Crew actually, but
right.
Biz was definitely one of the centers of gravity within the Juice Crew. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how that happened. So if they had a chance to go ahead and give Eric B. and Rakim their honors now, I'm all for that. But whether they did or didn't, don't change the fact that they the greats in my book.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Especially that album.
Yeah, so the underground scene been popping off lately,
Okay.
you know, and some artists y'all might want to start paying attention to. Apollo Brown out of Chicago.
Oh, I've been listening to him already. I've been on him. Yeah.
He's not new, but
I've been
Well,
on
well.
him.
getting a little light.
He getting. I ain't gonna say, well, he's new to me,
Okay.
and I've been on him for the last month or two,
Yeah,
about a
and
month, about a month.
2 years.
And a lot of them cats from, you know, Benny's clique, they rocking it. I like it, and they, you know, I just like the new sound, man. And I like the lyrical rappers they talking about. But your boy Apollo Brown, reason why I brung him up, man, the boy you could tell he got knowledge himself,
Yes, he does.
and he definitely is hip hop that we've been needing a long time.
And his production is dope too.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know who do
production,
his
the
production.
beats.
Yes.
The beats is crazy. Like I
Yes.
stumbled on another one today, and I had to put it in the light category. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So y'all check out that dude Apollo Brown. You know,
And check out that new AZ album too. It's
Right.
it's I heard it's tough. It's tough.
no doubt, no
It's
doubt.
tough.
Yeah. So we get ready to go ahead and get on up out of here, y'all. It was nice today. Unless anybody got anything else they want to throw out. You got something?
Oh well, I'll
Go
throw it
ahead,
out. I'll throw it
out
out.
there, man. Throw
We was
it
talking
on
about families adopting special needs, and like I said before, is it for the love or is it for the benefits? And the reason why I say this because nowadays people like to scam and do stuff, and for benefits, you know, to benefit their own, to pay their bills. So
Right.
I'm hearing a lot more people getting kids. So I want to know: is it for the benefits or is it because the true love? I want the special need kids. So how do you think about that? How do you feel about it?
I think some people, if they got because the deal with the special needs versus, because I work at a group home, it's a difference. Special needs is totally, you got to be attentive to the 10th power. I do believe. Because that means you got to do everything, you know, basically if they special needs. Now, it depends on how extensive the special needs need is. You know, what is considered, you know, how what's the level of the special need? You know, I think it would come to that. Like if it's something lightweight, I know there's got to be levels to it. So, you know, I think it would depend on that. But as far as people doing it, a lot of people just be doing stuff for a check.
Right, that's what I'm saying, you know?
You know, so if they doing it if that's their whole thing just to check, it's going to show when they care. And if now it's cool to want to get a check, but you got to make sure everything match up. The care that you give them, you got to be deserving of the check. You can't just be spending the check so you can get you a new ride and this, that, but you not taking care of business. You know, as far as that, you know, that special needs person, you neglected, you know, because a lot of that happens. They don't be getting the proper care.
Right.
So, hey, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do with them people, because they are people, hey, I say go ahead and do it. We need people to be able to take care of special needs. So, you know, but if you're abusing them, you're going to be dealt with. You know, maybe not in this life, but definitely the after one.
Next life, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's on you. That's the way I see that. So, how you see it, Miss Brooke?
Well, being that I know a few people who are parents to special needs children, and like you said, it does depend on the level of care that child needs. Some states do pay them though to take care of these children, but not all of them get paid just because they're adopted. Because remember, when you're adopting, that becomes your child.
Right.
So you're not gonna get paid nobody's not paying me to take care of my own kid. So if you're adopting a child, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it solely for the love.
Yeah, because that's some hard work. Like, you can't just sit up there and think you're going to get a special needs kid and treat them like a regular child and go to your room. Nah.
Yeah, it's been some cases though. You'd be surprised.
I mean, like I said, it depends on the level of special need.
Yeah.
How
Or you get to a breaking
competent
point. Yeah, you
are
might
they?
get to a breaking point. You think you can
Yeah,
do it.
they might be
and
too
then
much.
it's like, you know what I mean?
But my question is, you mentioned that more people are adopting, but do we know if that is more people are adopting children that are minorities with special needs, or is this children that are Caucasian with special needs? Because the minority children are not getting adopted as quickly as the white children.
wow,
Wow.
that's
That's been
deep.
a proven fact.
Wow.
Wow, that's deep. Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
But it figures, you know, it doesn't really surprise me.
True.
You know, in the system that already is not really conducive to our people anyway.
That's true. That's
You
true.
know, this system has never been exactly for us. We just included whatever they want to stick us in at. You know, and then they pretty much, you know, they move the goalposts or switch up things when it comes to us. Like, it's two different systems in the United States. It's rich and poor, and in most instances, black and white thing.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's just like, you know, there's more kids now with autism than ever. I mean, than I ever could imagine.
Man, yo, ADHD.
Yeah,
they just,
you know?
or I think they just diagnosing.
Right.
Like, it seemed like this. They call it a practice, but they ain't practicing. They just saying stuff.
No, they are practicing. That's the thing.
I wouldn't even call that shit practicing now, because a lot of
They
people
are.
are just
Think about
jipping.
it. When with these children that have the special needs or the kids that are receiving the medication, they are practicing to figure out how to treat them.
Right, I get that. You're not listening to what I'm trying to say. They suppose the definition of what they do, yes, is a practice. But the individuals, they not really practicing what they supposed to practice when they be like personally have something against certain patients. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's certain, we know they supposed to be practicing. That's what it is. They don't have no for sure. That's why it's just treatment. It don't really be no cures. Or they just trying to make sure this is what they practice on. That's why they do autopsies and stuff and learn the body. It is a practice. But in the art of them practicing, some of them is being biased about how they go about the practice towards certain people. Like, a lady was breaking babies' legs.
Oh, I heard about that nurse.
You see what I'm saying? Breaking bones. That's not in the practice, but you work where you're supposed to be practicing to save people. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but that's what I mean. What you saying is right. But the individuals that's in there is not following that shit. Certain individuals you getting in there shouldn't be in there. Calling themselves practicing.
Just like everything else. The government that we have now shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
Some of the doctors that we have definitely should not be doctors. Some of the teachers that we have, we know they shouldn't be teachers. The police department, I mean, the list can go.
Man, it was something that I seen too. As far as while we talking about all this, there was somewhere that some racist stuff was. It's like a whole. Was it in a certain state or something, like department or something? We're gonna have to get that on the next show, man, because I want to make sure I got all my facts.
Okay, no problem.
You know, we're gonna do that on the next show. But check this out. This is the Hip Hop Barbershop Presents. We had a good show today.
Yes.
You know, thanks for tuning in to us. You know, we definitely love that. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Go ahead and comment. Whatever you do, do it. You know, we appreciate it. But we get ready to get on up out of here. This is Octa Barber. Got Mr. Anderson. Got Big Louie Hicks up in
What's
the building.
good? What's good?
And we got Miss Brooklyn. We're going to see y'all later on. Until the next time. This is the Hip Hop Barbershop Presents, baby. We out of here.
Happy
Believe
anniversary.
Believe that.